What's up, BP Squad, and welcome back to another video. Today, guys, I'll be teaching you how to hold a proper handstand with tips I wish I had understood prior to having mine. The handstand is a cool looking skill that will grab everyone's attention. Outside of grabbing everyone's attention, it also offers amazing benefits. Once you learn the skill, you will greatly strengthen your shoulders, core, wrists, and more. It's a full body move that requires strength, coordination, and most of all, patience. However, I promise you, the handstand is a super basic skill anyone can learn with the right approach and of course practice. And today, I'll be teaching you guys how to hold the perfect handstand. That way you can use the skill anywhere, at any time, for the rest of your life. Let's dive in. First things first, let's go over the basic requirements you guys should have down before attempting the handstand, as this will provide you more confidence and you will be less likely to injure yourself. These prerequisites are gonna be at least 25 push-ups, 60 to 90 seconds of an elbow plank. What will be better is a hollow body hold for at least 30 seconds, as the hollow body hold has a great carryover into the handstand, as it's pretty much the same move, except you're just lying on the ground. But having these requirements met will set you up nicely for unlocking your handstand. Now, before we proceed with the first step, always make sure you guys are properly warmed up. More importantly, your wrists are primed up and ready to go. That very first step is getting familiar with our bodies being prepared to be upside down. And that first exercise is gonna be the pike hold. So you're gonna first start off on the ground into the pike position. From here, you want to keep your hips as close as you can over your shoulders. Push the earth away from you and hold. This will get you familiar with what it's like to have a good amount of body weight stacked on top of your shoulders. Once you feel comfortable with the pike hold position, it's time to elevate your feet to a higher surface. That way you guys can have more weight stacked on your shoulders, which is gonna build incredible strength. Congratulations, it's time to move on to the harder progression, and that's gonna be utilizing the wall, which will better prepare you for holding a handstand. Let's go. The wall should never leave your training arsenal, as it's a useful tool to help you unlock your handstand. But even once you guys unlock it and you keep practicing, you should always incorporate the wall, as it's gonna help to keep it sharp. We have two ways to utilize the wall when holding a handstand: back against the wall or stomach against the wall. Both of these have their pros and cons and should be utilized. Let me go ahead and demonstrate. You can enter two different ways. Use a cartwheel if you're feeling a bit froggy, or just walk up the wall like this. From here, have your hands and fingers positioned effectively. Think about your fingertips propped up like you're typing on the keyboard and your palms pressing against the ball. This will help improve control of your handstand. From here, we're going to steer our attention to the shoulders. Think about pushing the earth away from you, so arms should be completely locked out and traps pushing right against your neck. This will ensure your handstand is strong and stable. From here, you want to have slight tension in your core. This will better provide stability and control. Next, have slight tension in your thighs, as this helps synergistically with your core muscles. Lastly, point your toes to keep your legs stable and straight. All of these points mentioned are what you need to hold the perfect handstand, and utilizing the wall will help you get more familiar with holding a handstand without having to worry about balance. However, once you have built enough confidence, start pulling one foot off of the wall and alternate between the two. You can do this by manipulating your fingers. Remember your hand cues. Type on the keyboard and palm push the ball. Typing on the keyboard will help you to pull your foot off. This is how this works in the actual handstand when you're balancing freely. Your body is constantly trying to find that perfect balance so you won't fall. If you feel yourself going back, that's when you have to dig into the ground using your fingertips, so typing on the keyboard. If you feel you're going too far forward, then push on the ball of your palm. That is actually how you hold a free handstand. Now, using the wall with the stomach against it is a great way to build more balance, awareness for the actual handstand. You'll learn how to manipulate your body better with this approach, but as I said earlier, you want to utilize both. The back to wall approach isn't the best for properly preparing you to hold the handstand compared to the stomach against the wall. But where it does excel is arguably the hardest part of the handstand, and that's entering into it. When you use the back to wall variation, this will better prepare you on how to enter the handstand freely. When you use this variation, try not to slam into the wall. Instead, you want to enter into it gracefully. However, in the beginning stages, you will slam against the wall, and that's okay. Just keep practicing until you get better and better. Another useful tip for this variation is that it teaches you how to use your palm to pull your feet off the wall. Both of these variations are great for teaching you proper cues when going into the actual handstand. Remember to always push the earth away from you, keep slight tension in your core, your thighs, and point your toes. Once you master these techniques and you feel more comfortable, then it's time to move over to the actual handstand. Let's go. All right, so now that you guys are ready to learn the actual handstand, before we do that, we have to learn how to properly dismount. That way you guys build enough confidence. If you feel yourself falling forward or back, you can catch yourself. When first learning how to handstand, it can be a bit intimidating because you're upside down, you're not used to this position. And so to get rid of that, we gotta learn how to dismount. So what we wanna do when learning to dismount the handstand is to simply turn our upper body and hips slightly to our strong side and lightly land one foot on the ground followed by the next one. The area of concern is your hips, and wherever our hips go, the rest will follow. So if you go too far forward, press firmly to the ground using your fingertips and turn to the areas we talked about moments ago. Having your dismount down to a T will help you build the necessary confidence to save yourself from a possible injury when attempting the handstand. Now, going too far forward is a common problem when attempting the handstand, and another one is falling backwards. This happens because you're simply not getting your hips over your shoulders like you should. When you first get ready to enter into a handstand, you don't want to have your hands too far. Otherwise, if you have yourself too far, you're going to find yourself falling backwards. If you have your feet too close, you might find yourself going too far forward. So your best bet is to have that happy medium. Press firmly into the ground, stack your shoulders over your wrists, drive your dominant foot up, and be sure to immediately point your toes. Then let your other leg follow right after. Point those toes as well as keep your lower body slightly tense and straight. Push the ground away and hold. Congratulations, that's how you unlock the perfect handstand. Even though the skill is very basic, it still requires a lot of practice. I managed to unlock my handstand within 30 days of consistent practice. One underrated tip that really helped me unlock my handstand was this guy telling me envision myself being upside down. So just get that vision in your head of being upside down. After that, it'll get better and better. Train it, be consistent. Most importantly, be patient with the handstand. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure you are properly subscribed. I'll see you guys next video. Peace and love as always. And now shave. Boom. We out, baby.